Now, here's the MLBbro TV show, the best from MLBbro.com with Rob Parker. Let's go.
Sponsored by Hidden Soul. For the most exclusive kicks on the planet, go to hiddensoul.com. Welcome to the weekend. There were so many great stories on MLBbro.com this past week. In case you missed some, we'll take a look back. Let's start here. Malik Wright was live at the ballpark on tape and caught up with Red Sox center fielder Jackie Bradley.
All right, so graduate from South Carolina. Talk about what was it like playing in the College World Series and then the draft process, being the top pick.
It's an amazing time. Had a lot of fun. Basically, to be able to win it in 2010 and 2011, it's the highest you can do. It's kind of like we're in the World Series here in the big league. So I enjoyed myself. Had a great facilities, great coaching staff, great teammates, and overall just an unbelievable experience for me.
Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins was this week's homeboy. Man, is he swinging a hot bat. Mullins is on a hot streak. He's hitting 5 of his last 6, 9 for his last 25 at the plate. That's a 360 clip with a home run and 3 RBI. Mullins' hot streak at the plate is even more impressive if you go back to April 30th. He's hitting 13 of his last 15 games, 22 for 65 for a .338 batting average. The all-star center fielder from a year ago has raised his batting average from 195 to 261 with the hot streak. That's why Cedric Mullins is this week's homeboy. On Black in the Day, Mark Gray chronicles the history and life of Bill White, the first black National League president.
Bill White made his major league debut on May 7th, 1956 and hit a home run off of Ben Flowers in his first big league at bat to jumpstart what would become his run to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was an 8-time All-Star and won 7 consecutive Gold Gloves at first base. But the accomplished statesman in the stirrups will go on to make many other significant contributions on the game. Behind the scenes, he championed the cause for housing integration during the spring training of 1961. White broke new ground as baseball's first black broadcaster in 1971. In 1989, he became the first black president of the National League. At the end of the day, Bill White was the consummate 5-tool contributor to Major League Baseball.
On Debatable, Mark and Manny debate Yankee pitcher Nestor Cortez's use of the N-word on social media.
Nestor Cortez knew at some point in his life that he was going to be a professional someday. Maybe not a major leaguer, but at the very least, he knew that he was going to pursue this as a job. And I think that this is a failing of parents and OGs and people and support systems in your life, man. Like, you got to have an OG around that say, yo, bro, you can't talk that way online, man. Everything is transcribable now. Everything can be screenshotted. Everything can be recorded. Everything can be taken and used out of context 10, 15 years after the fact. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair, but that's the way it is.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because you're right. Sometimes parents, guardians et al. Get intoxicated by the celebrity and potentially the size of the check. Somebody should have been guiding him, but who really polices their kids' social media adequately enough these days, or certainly back then when this was becoming a phenomenon? So I'm going to give him a pass, and the fact that he owned it. He stood up in the locker room and he answered the questions by the vigilant New York press. He owned it. He said it wasn't what he was about. And to this point, he has been a model citizen in Major League Baseball.
In Take That, Charles Younger talked about the return of Carl Edwards Jr. to the mound and the major leagues.
The Washington Nationals called up reliever Carl Edwards Jr. from Rochester on May 10th to help a pitching staff that has an ERA approaching 5. Edwards dominated AAA in 13 games, with a .63 ERA and 17 strikeouts over 14 in the third inning.
Mets got the right guy up. And McNeil shoots one down to first.
Edwards'
It gets
first
by
appearance
Bell.
was not a memorable one, where Edwards allowed 3 runs on 3 hits in the inning, walked 1, and had 2 strikeouts. However, Edwards did bounce back, only allowing 1 hit over his next 4 innings pitched, and struck out 2 batters and allowed no free passes.
That's our show for this week. I'm Rob Parker. We'll see you again next weekend. And all week long, check in on MLBbro.com for the best coverage of black and brown major league.